So how did you find your potential sister, Morgan?
Whew, goodness, it was a crazy series of events. So basically, I found my potential sister, Morgan, through my biological sister.
Okay.
They were hanging out with a mutual friend. She kept looking at Morgan and thought, like, this girl look familiar. Who do you look like, you know? She got to asking her a bunch of questions and things like that. And Morgan told her, well, I mean, the only way I can describe it is, you know, my family member, which is our uncle, is a pastor of this church. And, you know, that's how most people know us, where we're from. And she said my father's name. And so my sister was just like, well, if that's the case, then your father is my sister's father, like that.
Because
And
you and your sister don't share the same father.
no, I have 6 siblings on my mother's side.
On your mother's side, okay.
Yeah, but we
clear.
don't, none of us have the same father.
So this is like big, because if she like, that could be my sister, y'all could be.
Yes.
That was big for you, okay.
Yes.
How did that make you feel to connect with her?
To be honest, like, I've gone through so much with this process of my dad denying me that I had kind of like just cut that off. Like, I didn't want to connect with anyone. Like, so when it all came about, my little sister called me on my mother's side and said, well, you know, I have somebody that I want you to meet. And I'm just like, girl, I don't want to meet one of your boyfriends, you know? And she's like, no, it's not a boy. I'm like, well, I don't know what this girl is on. She on trash, but I'm going to humor her and just come. And I sat there and I waited, and she knocked on the door. And as I got out the car, she introduced me to Morgan.
Wow. And how long ago was this?
This was like 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
And how's your relationship now?
With Morgan?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love her. I'm sorry. She's been amazing to me. So, thank you. But yeah, like she reminds me of myself a lot, but she's kind of like a lot more energetic and spunky and just, you know, like she has a very outgoing personality, but whenever I call her or need her, like she just comes through without, you know, any questions.
Got it.
I love Morgan.
So the fact that your sister from your mother's side meets this girl and says, this could potentially be your sister 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That had to have blown your mind.
It did.
It did.
It kind of shook everything up for me in that moment. I already knew that there were like 2 older siblings. I did not know that I had a little brother and a little sister, which Morgan and him have the same mother. But I found out then, but she kind of like went to him and was asking him questions and letting the family know about me and things like that. And, you know, they decided that they did not want to meet me. I'm sorry.
And they didn't want to meet you because he basically has been denying you're his.
Yeah.
Got it.
But
so you've met him before?
Yeah, I've met him before.
And when you how many times have you met him?
Not many. I could probably count on one hand how many interactions I've had with him my entire life.
Yeah. And what were those interactions like?
The few times that my father was there, he would just promise me that he would like buy me school clothes, and you know, we would spend time together, and we would, you know.
Yeah.
But it never happened. Always turned into me like calling. He would give me his office number instead of his home number, and I could tell that he did not save my number. Like, you know.
How do you feel that you missed out on having him as a father?
Growing up, I always felt like robbed of having, you know, a father figure in my life. But after I did meet Morgan and we had our conversations and we talked, she kind of expressed to me that he wasn't really a father to any of our siblings.
Got it. Do you ever know why he was denying you? Have you ever heard rumors of why he was denying you?
Yeah. So my mom told me that, you know, when they were dating, when she got pregnant, either when she got pregnant or when she had me, he came out after the fact and said that he was married. So
why not get a paternity test?
He had talked about getting paternity tests, you know, initially, but, you know, life just seemed to go on and happen, and we just kind of more so focused on
The
our relationship
Makes sense.
versus, you know, him. Like, we kind of put that to the back of our mind and kind of
Yeah.
focus on us. And like, Morgan's a great aunt. Like, she loves my kids. She treats my kids like so good. And whenever I need her, she shows up.
What would it have meant to you
Yeah.
for Morgan to be your sister?
A lot to me, honestly. I'm big on family, and I grew up feeling like, you know, kind of like the black sheep in the family. So I feel like having her would have made a huge difference for me. Yeah.
I hear that. Well, I think it's time to hear from your potential sister. So everyone, please welcome Morgan to the show. Hey, Morgan, how are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
So how do you feel about what she said?
Everything she said was 100% true. The whole thing, even finding out about her, was just mind-blowing to me, because when I got picked up that night just to go out and have fun, I'd never met her sister before.
Oh,
that was
wow.
literally the first night I ever met her sister. When her sister initially was like, when I was giving the breakdown, like how she said, when I was telling, like, oh, these are people, this is who my family is, and hopefully that can give you like a starting point of who I am. You know, like, she was like, oh, like, well, you would be my sister's sister. And I'm like, wow, okay, but I knew I had 2 older sisters. So I'm thinking maybe she's talking about those 2.
Yeah.
Because I had knowledge of those 2. But then she gave you the name Denise, and I'm like, I don't know that name.
Yeah.
You know, me, Detective Morgan. I said, pull the phone out.
Yeah.
We gonna go to the phone, pull up pictures of this girl. I need to see her now.
Yeah.
And so she's going through Facebook, she's pulling up pictures of Denise. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She looks like my brother Tyler. She looks like Tyler.
Yeah.
And so I pull my phone out, I pull a picture of my brother out, and we comparing the pictures in the car. And my other friend that was there, so we all looking at the pictures. Because my best friend, she's been my best friend. She knows me and Tyler. We've grown up. She's been my friend for like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So we all looking, she's like, we're all just like, oh my God, like, this is crazy, you know? Because we're looking at the pictures, and it's like undeniable to me, to my eyes. I'm looking at them like, I can believe this, because she looks so similar to us and to the family. And she looks a lot like our dad, you know.
It's so interesting how that one chance encounter, this how things get set up, and we don't realize, like, that one, like, let's go out, let's have a good time, all of a sudden leads to something bigger, and you don't realize it.
Exactly.
I gotta ask you this. Once you found out and you realized this, did you ever confront your father about Denise?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm
She
the
said
vocal,
yes.
I'm the vocal child.
Yeah.
I would say that I am the child that I'm questioning.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like I'm my dad's biggest challenge, because I'm coming.
Yeah.
And I want to know.
Did he say this could be my daughter?
He
Or did
never,
he say no?
he never really outright denied her, but in the same breath, he was like, I was not really sure. I'm just not really sure. So I'm like, Dad, I'm like, well, why not the DNA test?
Yeah.
Why have you never got a DNA test for this girl?
Yeah.
And again, no accountability. He didn't have an answer for me for that. It's just like, why?
I want to say for the record, we did make several attempts to reach out to your potential father for comment, and we were unsuccessful. So
not surprising.
Not surprising
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. So I got to say to you right now, what would it mean to you if Denise is? I know that you all have, you know, been together for the past 7 years, but what would it mean if she is actually your biological sister?
Relief. I would feel relieved, because in my heart I feel it. Like, you know, that moment that her sister pulled that picture up and I saw that picture of her, I just knew. When I saw her picture, it was an instant connection to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could see her. I could see her in me. I could see my brother in her, and I could see that. And but when her sister was telling me, like, oh, you know, she's been this, I just felt so sorry for her, because I never would ever want her to feel that way. And if I would have known about her way sooner than this, she would have been a part of my life. She would have been a part of my life.
So if you would have knew about her growing up, I believe that. If you would have known about her growing up, you would have made sure y'all were together. I could tell that.
Correct.
Denise, we have your cousin Shatoria in the audience. I want to hear what you have to say. Shatoria, thank you for being here. That's a cute jacket and boot. I see. I see you. All of y'all cute. I see it. I see it. How was the relationship between Denise and Morgan since they connected, in your opinion?
In my opinion, it was an instant connection. Instantly, they became sisters, aunties to each other's children. I'm just so happy that Denise found her other half.
Yeah,
You know, it's
that's
been
beautiful.
missing forever. She's like my sister cousin.
Yeah.
You know, we're very
We are
close.
close.
We're very, very close. And Morgan became my cousin, you
Oh,
know,
nice.
in the process of that. So
So from your opinion, how was it for Denise not having her father? How do you see it impacting her?
I feel like if she had that father figure in her life, that other piece, you know, he could step in and could have actually really helped. My dad became her dad, you know,
okay.
in a sense, which is her uncle.
Yeah.
And you know, kind of filled that void there
That
for
bond.
her. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, I think you've waited long enough. It's time to unlock the DNA truth. Okay? In this envelope is a DNA truth that you waited your entire life for, but also particularly in the last 7 years as you built a relationship together. This is the truth to know if this is your sister. This is to know if you are connected to that other side of your family to bring other siblings in. But this is also the truth that you can use to say to the man who potentially could be your father, I am yours, and no longer can you deny me. This is not my truth to open. This is yours.
Okay. It's a lot in this little envelope, honestly. But I would rather open it with you.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. Agreed.
All right, you open that and I'll open that one.
That's your sister. That's your sister. Oh my God! Congratulations.
I am sorry.
How do you feel this moment? We're all excited for you. I got chills all through my body right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to get the closure that I needed. Honestly, I've really been waiting on this forever, and you know, now honestly, it's making me mad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because-
yeah, but I always felt the bond there, and I always felt the connection, and it was just
Yeah.
never no question in my mind, really.
Yeah.
Except for his word. So I'm really glad that this is the piece that we really needed to really
Absolutely.
go and continue moving forward.
Well,
in
I'm
our
glad that
relationship.
y'all gonna be able to celebrate as sisters now. But I also want to do one more thing because, as you just said, there is anger there because you've been denied many years, and it sounds like that has continued out. And I don't know your father's side of the story, and what I always try to be on this show is impartial. I try to make sure that I can hear all sides, so people know that though I want to support them, they're never going to be judged. And I want to extend an invitation to your father. I want to let you know, you see your daughters here. You now, one that you've known, one that you now have confirmed that is your daughter. And clearly there's some strains in your relationship. And I want to make that invitation to you to come here on my show. And I ask you to come here so that I can help you support and them hearing you, but also you hearing them so that you can build this relationship. Because what I'm hearing from you, and also about your brother, is that it's time for this family to heal.
Agreed.
And if I can help support that in any way, I would love to be there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd love to be
so
there. I'd love
much.
to be there. But congratulations to you two.
Thank
This is
you.
a moment of
Karamo.
celebration. Y'all, we'll deal with him later. Y'all
Yeah,
celebrate
we'll deal
right
with him
now.
later.
We haven't been dealing with him no way.
Okay, no, exactly. So y'all celebrate. Y'all celebrate.
Thank
I'm
you,
so happy
Karamo.
for
We
y'all.
really appreciate
Thank
this.
you.
This is life changing for us.
Of course, I'm so happy I could be here for y'all. And friends, stay with us. We'll be right back with more.